Well, hello, folks. So, I wanted to talk with you a little bit today about communicating the new normal. The new normal, since this whole COVID-19 thing kind of blew up and actually taught us some really good lessons of some things we weren't doing as well as we should. And so, here's one of the new things that comes out of this, real positive things. So, we're going to talk about three new terms for custodians to learn today. So, one of the errors that we had was we used to use the word clean. We would, people have thought of custodians as cleaners for years. You know, we're the guys that come in and clean. We're the cleaning crew. Clean has never been a good word for us to use because you'll get a lot of complaints. As a head custodian, you know, your sweepers go in and they, quote, clean a room. And then the next thing you know, the teacher's complaining because a few things have been missed here and there. Or dust. This is the big one. You'll say that you've gone in and cleaned an area. This happened during COVID. Uh, we had teams that would go in and thoroughly clean an area. And next thing you know, somebody would come into that office or that area and they'd see some dust. And well, how can it be clean if there's dust here? And they're right. So the word clean really needs to just go away from our vocabulary because to get things clean, well, there's different levels of clean. Some people expect a clean room, and so clean is really a term that we just need to get rid of and change the way we think about cleaning, if you will. And here's what we're going to talk about. So first off, personal protective equipment is very important going forward. Um, we've really taken it in a haphazard approach, even though it's been provided. We've had trainings on it, but very few custodians wear personal protective equipment. And why? Well, it's cumbersome and it gets in the way and it's inconvenient and all these other reasons. Look here. Personal protective equipment going forward is so important for many reasons. But number one, you want to be the example to your crew. You want to be the example to the people in the building. It makes others feel safe. If you are wearing your safety equipment, which is your masks, your gloves, when you need to wear face shield or goggles or safety glasses, okay, it makes other people feel safe, that you are taking precautions, that you are taking it seriously. Okay, so this isn't all about you, believe it or not. Yes, protective equipment, personal protective equipment is there to protect you, and you should protect yourself because you are a valuable asset to the school district. Period. You're valuable to your family. You're valuable to yourself. You're valuable to so many people. You need to care enough to protect yourself. But if you don't, okay, at least think about what you're doing out there in the work environment, in being that example and helping others to feel safe and secure while they are in your building. Okay, so personal protective equipment, you've got it, wear it. Here's the three new terms we're going to go over today. We're going to talk about something called routine sanitization, a thorough sanitization, and detail cleaning and sanitization. Well, these terms are kind of new together, but I mean, these are all words that we know, but let's dive a little bit deeper into what the term actually means, shall we? So a routine sanitization is something that you would do. Let's think about day cleaning. Okay, during the daytime mostly, while a building is occupied around other people. So you want to use chemicals that are safe to use around other people. You're thinking about high traffic areas, the areas of where infection or pathogens can be spread the easiest. So high traffic areas, door handles, touch points, um, those kind of areas. Just think about the areas that would be high traffic. Now with routine sanitization, you do it frequently. For example, in restrooms, how often should you do it? Well, how about after every class change? Yeah, because you've had people in there, they've done whatever they've done, and they go to class, and so that's a good time to get in there and do this sanitization before the next group of people come in there and possibly catch something that the last group of people had. Think about that. So this is something you do frequently. Your main office area, the main reception area, the doors, things like this, entry doors. So it's done frequently, multiple times a day. The touch points, and usually it's done with like a spray and wipe technique. Spray it, wipe it. So we don't use the word disinfection because you're not disinfecting it. You're not getting dwell time, are you? So you can't say the word disinfect. Don't say the word disinfect. Get rid of it. Take that out of your vocabulary. We're going to sanitize it because we're going to reduce. If you don't remember what sanitization is, go back and look at my video that talks about chemicals. Go back and look at my video that talks about, what does it talk about? Oh yeah, infection control. Infection control gives you the terms of disinfecting and sanitizing and cleaning. Go back and review that. Okay, so this routine sanitization is a spray and wipe. Sometimes it's just a spray. Sometimes you're just going to go through and spray certain items with a enlist chemical. Okay, the next one is called a thorough sanitization. A thorough sanitization, it's what we used to call nightly cleaning. You do it when places aren't occupied. Okay, it's where you are trying to get most of the exposed areas. So a routine cleaning in a restroom, you would hit like this urinal real quick, just the urinal and the handle and things like that. But the thorough sanitization is where you go through and you wipe all the walls and the floor and you get it, right? Most exposed areas. We follow the CDC guidelines, which is a two-step approach. First, you remove, so you clean it first, you remove the soil, and then you come back and you sanitize the area. Okay? So think about processes. It's very important that we think about our processes as custodians. Then we have this term, it's called detail cleaning and sanitizing. Now, as we move into this third term, which used to be called summer cleaning, well, now thanks to processes like team cleaning and process cleaning for health, these deeper forms of cleaning, they should be called detailed cleaning and sanitization. These can be best described as what would traditionally happen in the summertime, but can be broken down into smaller pieces or even processes. And they can be done on a weekly, a monthly, a quarterly, or annually basis. So in other words, you're not going to summer clean the entire building this week, but this Friday you're going to take a certain area and you're going to go through and do, say, all of the lights. Okay, think about the processes again. And this detailed cleaning would be where you more likely take out all of the furniture or all of the whatever, and go all the way down, clean every square inch, and then you come back and sanitize those areas. So an elevator speech. Maybe you don't know what an elevator speech is, but I'm about to tell you what it is. Imagine that you get into an elevator on the first floor with the CEO of a company, and you have this great idea, but you don't have a lot of time to tell them about it because they won't take your appointments. I mean, come on, that's the head of the company. But you've got them trapped in the elevator here for, 30 seconds, 40 seconds it takes to go up a few floors. You have to make your point to the point and very quickly. So that's called an elevator speech. You're going to have patrons, you're going to have teachers, you're going to have folks ask you about the processes and the sanitizing and the chemicals and all these kind of things. So it's probably a good idea to have an elevator speech ready so that when people ask you, you can very professionally, without, I don't, no, you want to be very professional about it, and you want to be able to tell them something like this. Um, this is a really good one. Our custodial staff in our facility will be sanitizing routinely throughout the day using an EPA list approved product. They will be wiping and sanitizing touch points and routinely checking and sanitizing the restrooms. This will be done on a schedule of at least 4 times a day and specific to the building needs throughout the day of operation. In the classrooms and other areas, the school staff will have hand sanitizer and spray bottles with the cleaner slash sanitizer on hand to wipe down the desks and other areas as needed throughout the day. So that's the chemical that we will provide to the teachers. They can spray the desks, the kids can wipe them, that kind of thing. So we get some help in that whole process. And then at the end of the day, when the building is unoccupied, our custodial team will then do a thorough sanitization of all areas used during the day. In the summer months, the deep cleaning takes place, along with thorough cleaning of all furniture, walls, restrooms, carpets, windows, etc. Our custodians routinely sanitize the areas used by summer activities, such as athletics, summer school, lunch programs, and others. All of our custodial work will be done in accordance with the CDC guidelines. So that's a pretty darn good elevator speech. It's pretty quick, it's kind of to the point, and it conveys what really our plan is and how we do things. It's also very important to note that the chemicals that we are using are approved by the EPA. They have what's called their N list. It's an emerging pathogens list. Things like COVID-19, other pathogens are on that list, and there's a lot of products that are on that EPA list. But it's important that we use approved products for things such as that. So anyway, that's an elevator speech. That makes you look a lot more professional when people come and ask these questions and you have the answer right there in front of you. But this also kind of keeps consistent with the message throughout the district as far as what we will be using and how we will be doing it.